So, we got Pop Up Live Part 2. So, I don't remember exactly what I was talking about. I know that we got lots of stuff going on tonight. So, I think I was talking about the freeze and all of our plants and everything else. Hopefully, people will make it back on here. We had quite a few people in that live stream just a few moments ago, but I gotta use my phone at least for this live stream. Hey, Chris is here. Thanks for making it back, Chris. Yeah, I had some technical difficulties. Actually, Danielle needed to talk with me, so I had to go. It's on my phone. I don't know what to do when I'm live streaming and somebody calls and I need to answer the phone. I don't have a second phone to call her on, so hey, the Daily Prepper's here. How you doing, the Daily Prepper? Is it windy over in your part of Arizona? I reckon it would be. It's pretty windy over here. Yeah. Hey, Camp Silky. Glad you're here. Oh, hey, Katornik's Corner's going live right now. Katornik's Corner's got good information on quail. Anthony, I didn't pay my solar bill. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there is some crazy wind right now. So we were just talking on the live stream before I had to go and talk to my wife that um, we're trying to put towels and sheets and things on our plants because it's going to get down to 27 tonight here, and it's been just lovely weather, almost like summertime weather, early summer, late spring weather, and now it's going to freeze. And so we're I I hope that all of our plants can take it. We're not going to cover our whole garden up, but Danielle's pretty concerned. So we're waiting until maybe the wind dies down later tonight. Sprinklers. Yep, snow's coming. Well, I don't know if we'll actually get snow tonight, but it's supposed to freeze pretty good. So I just hope this wind dies down so I can put the sheets and the towels on the plants so that they don't freeze too hard. I was saying our apricots have this size apricots on them right now, and it'd be a big bummer to lose those. The tree's only been in the ground for maybe 2.5 years, something like that. Probably 2 years now, and it really took off last year. The year before it did pretty well too. The first year, so we'll see what happens, right? I mean, you can't do everything to protect all of your stuff. Sheet 3 sheets to the wind. That's what would happen if I put those sheets out there right now. I'd be getting I'd be getting those sheets gone. They'd just take off. Yeah, apricot's really good, and we've got 10 fruit trees. We got apricot, nectarine, a peach, 2 cherries, and 2 apples. I think is that 10? I can't. Oh, and a plum. I think that's right. Maybe we got another apple or two in there. But anyhow, regardless, we got a lot of fruit trees, but those are the ones that have set some decent fruit so far. I think the other ones may have set some fruit too. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. The other thing is that we put an offer on a property with my parents, and looks like that deal's dead. We'll see. I keep trying to grow a money tree. Um, that's funny. My sister-in-law, her dog's name is Poppy, and my wife sent a text to her because we were watching Poppy for a few days this past weekend, and she said something about Poppy, and it auto corrected to Poppy Seed for whatever reason. I think she said Poppy's bed or Poppy's crate or something like that, and it auto corrected to Poppy Seed. And I was thinking, be fun to be fun to plant a dog that you really like and have more of the same type of dog come out of the ground somehow. We got a good dog. His name's Scout, and Scout is an amazing dog. Although he's got some quirks, and if you know Scout personally, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, maybe you can meet him someday and find out what I'm talking about. But yeah, we had to cull one of the quail chicks. Man, we only got 4 people here. I think all the other people are. Yeah, I think I saw that, Chris. I think I did see that you had a dog named Scout, which is awesome. I think all the other people that were on the other live stream might still be on there chatting to each other. I don't know. They're gone. They're not trusting me to have a live stream anymore. You got 4 dogs: Scout, Hunter, Luna, and Loki. Nice. Danielle. So you probably can't hang out with Danielle too much, Chris, because she wants all the animals of the world. She's already warned me. And Johnny Quest. Here's his Stinky Pete. I love that name. Oh man, yeah, you guys can't hang out at all, Chris. I'm sorry. If you want all the animals of the world like Danielle, I'm gonna be fighting 2 of you because, uh, yeah, you 2 are gonna be partners in crime. So she begged me for Scout, and I resisted with everything that's in me because more dogs, more problems, more animals, more problems, right? And I'm very practical. Maybe Larry's like this too. I don't know, but I yeah. See, yes, stand strong, Larry. Um, us guys gotta stick together, I guess, because Danielle begged me and begged me for Scout. When we moved into this house 3 years ago, she was begging me before we even moved, like, "Hey, we're gonna get a house real soon," and our lease was almost up. We rented a place here when we first moved to the area to get the lay of the land and figure out where we'd want to live in town and stuff. And so yeah, Daniel said even before we moved, "Can we get another dog?" And it's we're a month or 2 away from moving. I said, "No way, we're not getting another dog. Another dog means more problems." And of course, we were thinking about getting a puppy, and so then yeah, not a good idea when you're just about to leave a rental. You could totally destroy it, lose your um, lose your deposit and everything, right? So once we moved here, she just wore me down. Pawpaw trees, yeah. I don't know if they grow here, the Daily Prepper. I haven't seen them around, but maybe they do. Anyway, uh, yeah, she wore me down real quick, and I thought, yeah, you know what? Our one dog, she needs a companion. So, dogwood tree. Um, these are all great ideas. Keep them coming. And then I said, "You think they can grow the pawpaw trees?" I'll have to look into it. Um, so she said there's some puppies up at the Coconino Humane Association, and I said, "Yeah, we could go up there. We can check that out." So we went up there to look at some dogs, and they weren't there, but Scout was, and he wasn't really what we were looking for. But Danielle wanted some type of cattle dog mix because that's what our other dog Kata is, and Kata is probably mostly border collie and cattle dog mixed with some other stuff. But we love Kata. She's the smartest dog we've ever had. Really, really smart. Um, and she's got some other really great qualities. Uh, so Danielle says, yeah, there's these cattle dog mixes up there, and we should go check them out. So we took a drive, made a day out of it, and found Scout. And Scout was a 3-month-old puppy. He was super sweet, really friendly to people, and we brought Kata with us so we could see how they interacted, and they both interacted real well. So and Scout was pretty submissive to us. He was all up in Kata's face, so she was a little bit growly, but that's kind of puppies. So anyway, we got Scout, brought him home. He's a great dog. So be great to grow more Scouts, but not possible. So anyway, yeah, we did have to cull one quail chick, and that wasn't super fun, just because it seemed like it was really capable of living, except it had leg problems. And we tried a few different things. And my dad's a veterinarian, if you guys didn't know that, so retired veterinarian. So he was, yeah, clone him, right? I don't know how much that would cost, but we thought Kato was a really great dog, but Scout's really, really good too. He's kind of more my dog, and Kato's more Danielle's dog, so we're a little bit biased towards our dogs. But they're both our dogs, really. Um, so having to cull that chick was a bummer because its legs it got splay leg and it had curled toes and stuff. So um, it was suffering, and we just needed to put it down. The other two, we helped 3 chicks total hatch out from shrink wrapping them from too low of humidity. And I'm going to take Chris and Larry's advice and not take any of our chicks out of the incubator until what is it, 36 hours later, I think is what you said, Chris. So 36 hours after the first one hatches is what we plan to do. Just take all of them out at that point and keep the humidity real high. Use a sponge and some type of cup of water in there. It happens. We cut band-aids long ways. We tried that, Chris. That's exactly what we tried, and it didn't work. Unfortunately, the curled toes. We had experience with that, and we did it too late. Really, she seemed like she was walking okay, and we left her in the incubator for a long time because we were waiting for the other ones to hatch. So we were told, yeah, just open it once every 24 hours. The incubator. I think I mentioned this before on multiple live streams now, probably, but we opened the incubator once after 24 hours against what Chris recommended, actually, because we got some recommendations from breeders and others in the know that said you could take them out once they're dry. You could take them out, don't take them out until at least 24 hours. But we saw them pecking and pulling on each other and stuff, and so we took them out after 24 hours. But really, what the problem was our humidity. We need the humidity way higher, and so when we opened it, it let the humidity drop a little bit more, and we actually had 4 total chicks that were shrink wrapped. One happened in the beginning. We helped that one out. That was the one that we had to cull. 2 more were with that third one, and the third one died in the egg. But we were trying to let them do it themselves. We knew it's not good to help chicks out of their egg shell, but I guess when they're shrink wrapped, you kind of have to at some point. So we let them try for probably 4 hours, and they had can opened all the way around, but the membrane didn't actually puncture through except for in just 1 or 2 spots. Actually, the second one that we helped out that survived, it had only pipped the egg, and it had been like that for 4 hours. So we went and helped it out. We masking taped those chicks' feet flat, so we put masking tape on the bottom and the top, and they're doing excellent, doing really, really well. But yeah, that third one, it just died in the eggshell, and it had cut all the way around except the membrane wasn't cut. So, yep, that's what I hear too, Chris. So, yeah, we probably won't be helping any out in the future. It was a painful experience a little bit, but it was a good one because we know now. So we got 21 chicks though, and I'm pretty happy for that, being that it's our first time using that incubator, first time incubating anything in Arizona. Yeah, have to learn. So I've given myself a lot of grace, and thanks, Chris. Yeah, we're happy too. It's nice to have over 20 quail, because that's a good population for us to start with and learn and everything. But it would have been nice to have whatever that would have been, 23 chicks. But never can count your chicks until they're all the way surviving and everything. So So yeah, that one that we culled, by the way, we did try to flatten its feet out, but it had already been walking on the tops of its feet while we left it in the incubator for so long. It was trying to walk around and it was doing okay. And I think we kind of messed with it a little bit. I mean, it shouldn't be walking on the tops of its feet upside down, but we put masking tape on there and then we tried to help it with the splay leg, and it looked like it was fine because we had the spider mat inside the incubator, so it got lots of traction. But then when we put on the blue paper towels in the brooder, it was starting to slip around a little bit. And although we put its feet flat, we didn't put like ankle supports, so it was still walking on the flat, on the tops of its feet, but they're flat. So anyway, live and learn, and like Chris said, leaving them alone is probably the best thing to do. So anyway, that's homesteading, people. There's frost that comes and kills your plants, and wind, and all kinds of problems with irrigation lines and things. That we've experienced a lot of that kind of stuff. There are real successes and real failures, and it's important to learn from those things. Hey, Rosie Side Farm and Homestead, I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to our channel. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you and what your farm and homestead's all about. So thanks for dropping in. Hey, thanks, Chris. Chris says you did the right thing. You don't want to breed a bird with that issue anyhow. Yep. That was, we were thinking, maybe we could raise it for meat, and it wouldn't be as much of a loss, loss of life, loss of our time and resources and things like that. But we gave it the best life we possibly could for that moment, and that's what we're all about, is trying to learn from our mistakes and provide the best food possible for our family, be good stewards of what God's provided for us to manage for this moment, and teach others about doing the same. Hey, we got Cody Hog Deer 79 in the house. Cody, I'm doing well. How are you doing, friend? Hope that you're doing well. I saw you come in on Chuck's live stream that he had charity running this morning. I was on, I think, not too shortly after you, and yeah, it's good to see your face this morning up there. Hey, Stellia. Yeah, what's up with you? Hope you're doing well. You're a newbie. Well, you're very welcome here. We love having newbies around here. We feel like newbies compared to Chris and Larry. They've been doing a whole bunch of stuff for a long time on their homestead, and there's a lot to learn from a lot of people. But you know what? We're better when we're together. So we're glad that you're here. Yeah, type in AZ like Chris and Larry just did to have Nightbot drop your channel link. And Cody says he's tired. Well, Cody, I know the feeling. I woke up so tired this morning. I went for a 22-mile long bike ride yesterday, doing a bunch of exploration between Prescott and Chino Valley through some state lands and things like that. Ended up in the national forest, climbing up part of Granite Mountain and descending back home. I rode my bike from home all the way out there and back, and it ended up being 22 miles and 2,000 feet of climbing or something like that. And I was dog tired this morning. And I get to go and do another bike ride tonight with the pedal ministry guys. So that's a lot of fun. Let's see, what else? I was going to talk about something else around here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading an email from work. That's why I have a bike with a motor. Well, I need this motor to be in tip-top shape, and right now, it feels like I've got some work to do. So anyway, it's good to get out and. I don't even know what the analogy would be. run the old gas through this motor. I don't know what what you would say, but it's good to make sure that it's running well. It needs a tune up, so to speak. There we go. Camp Silky saying hello to Rosie Side Farm and Homestead. Um, there was a live stream that came on. So on Tuesday mornings, we have, I think, a lot of people who we follow and who follow us were there. But there is um, there was a hey Chuck, I was just about to mention you. There's a live stream this morning on Life with Belinda and Chuck. They go live. I think it's 9 a.m. Central. No, 10 a.m. Central, and then Ann Dale goes live at 11 to 11:30. I think Central Time, and then Danny Day's Homestead in Alabama goes live at it's still at 62 and still playing with cars. That's awesome, Anthony. And then Danny Days goes live right after that. And anyhow, the thing that Danny Days brought up was that Danny Days is new at this and has a rental property there in Alabama. And yeah, you bet, Chuck. That was one of the easiest things I could do to show support, and tried to drop some channel links for good people there in the live stream as well. But yeah, hi Heather Lynn. Good evening. Heather Lynn's over there in Massachusetts, and Heather was in on that live stream. I remember because she was talking about their CSA and how they're trying to grow some of their own food there. But Danny brought up the point that actually Chuck addressed in one of his videos. Am I a homesteader? And I think a lot of us ask that question. People think I'm just a fake, right? Because I'm saying I'm a homestead. Well, we're on less than a half an acre of land. We're over here in Arizona where you got to irrigate stuff to get it to grow. And there's this wind and we have no humidity, as Chris had said before. I missed all live streams this morning at the DMV. Yeah. There's some good ones on Tuesday, folks. Yeah, so you got Chuck, and then you got Andale Homestead, and then you got Danny Day's Homestead now. So Danny Day's did her first scheduled live stream, and it was a huge success. She had a lot of people in there. Yeah, Heather Lynn's in an apartment in Massachusetts, and Danny brought up the point that, hey, are we actually homesteaders? We rent our property, and yeah, Heather Lynn doesn't own the backyard, and neither does Danny Days. And although Danny Days has a really good situation for having a rental, and that is that her landlord tells her and her husband, do whatever you want. You guys can have animals, and you can grow on the land and basically treat it as your own. And my comment was, yeah, it is a state of mind. You're right, Chuck. It is a state of mind. But you can grow on pots on your front porch. Absolutely, Chris. And that is, oh man, there's so much to talk about here. There's a big subject, and I should do a whole live stream on it. I should make a whole bunch of notes, but I just wanted to address that real quick because we had Rosie Days. Is that what your channel name is? I forget, and I can't look at the comments super easily. They come up and then they disappear. But anyhow, if anybody wants to drop the channel link for Rosie Side, there we go, Rosie Side Farm and Homestead. Yep. Days are full of failures, and we get most of our food from the grocery store. Getting better every day. I'm a homesteader without a doubt. Good. It is. It's a good state of mind to be in, and I think so. Chris and Larry, they made me aware that they have reached that level that a lot of us would like to be at, where they don't go to the grocery store for many months at a time. but that is not the case for most of us that are working towards having having to not go to the grocery store at all. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, it's all about what you want to do. You can and practicing, right? Because you're not gonna be good at stuff right away, and it is gonna take a lot of time and effort, and you're gonna wonder if it's worth it. But you are learning tons of stuff, like us with the quail, having to put down, "Hey, my Renaissance grandma." Yeah, it would be awesome. And I guarantee you, like Chris is saying, those who are successful now have had so many failures that you will never see or know about, because um, a lot of us don't want to put that out there, right? That's being super vulnerable to put out your failures up on the internet for everybody to see for all time. So a lot of them you will never see. And I'll tell you what, my one of my big failures this year was trying to root elderberries, and I don't even know if I have a single one that rooted. I made a video about how to propagate elderberries. I don't have any experience doing it, but I did my research and um, found that this was the way to do it. Basically, from what I found from everybody showing their proof and reading a whole bunch of documents, and I really worked hard to try to figure it out. Oh, there you go, man. Love it, Anthony. Um, the uh, the thing is that I'm not gonna I'm not gonna give up. You got kicked in the face by a goat last week, Chris, on video while weathering him. Um, yeah, it's stuff like that that you wonder. Hey, is this successful? Is it is it something I want to put up there? But yeah, like Chris said, it's real life, and people want to see that. They want to see the successes and failures. And honestly, I give them a lot of respect when people do put up their failures, because you know how social media is it just shows the cheery side of life a lot of the time. And quite honestly, when you have a lot of sad moments on videos and things like that, viewership drops off. So um, yeah, Camp Selkie, I think that's the best way to go from my experience. I think there's different species of elderberry or different subspecies or varieties or whatever you want to call them, but I don't know what the problem is over here. Great appreciation of people posting from their phones. Yep. I think. Oh no, Chris. I think that it's really important to realize that you will learn so much in such a short period of time if you don't give up and you keep trying. And it's important to remember that you're practicing, you're figuring it out for the first time. Don't hold yourself to some standard that you um, you wouldn't hold your best friend to. You wouldn't hold your spouse to. You wouldn't hold your kids to. You wouldn't hold your mother, or your father, or aunt or uncle to. Starting pepper seeds to buying plant starts. He lost. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Heather. Um, the the thing is that uh, I can't even tell you how much we've learned in the very short amount of time that we've been here. But there's all kinds of stuff that you can do right now. So just to be completely honest and transparent with you guys, the the thing that we're preparing to do right now is to grow pasture so that we can have animals that we rotate. We'll keep them in a um, we'll keep them in a tight spot, and we'll just have a few to start with. We're looking forward to doing probably sheep and goats, I think, but we're not 100% sure exactly which animals we want to have. What we do know is that we are practicing right now for the future property where we can have maybe a half an acre of pasture. That's not much. It's not a whole lot. We definitely couldn't rotate even one cow on a half acre of pasture for very much of the year. Maybe maybe for a week or two. But we're thinking maybe goats or sheep. Hey, there's Annette from Apple Tree Urban Homestead in Perth, Australia. Yeah, hope you're doing well over there, Annette, and hope that it's getting cooler and cooler for you. It's starting to warm up here, but it's getting cold tonight. The uh, the thing, yeah, I don't want to spend money on starts either, Heather. We've got a whole bunch of seeds. We've invested in seeds and soil and pots, 6 packs, heating mats, all kinds of stuff to get seeds starts, right? So yeah, I wouldn't want to either, um, especially when after time goes on, you save seeds from the best plants and the best fruits on the plant and stuff like that, and hey, this was my favorite pepper I've ever had, right? My favorite for me, serranos are kind of what I'm working on currently, but you should always be working on it. You should never be stagnant and saying, "Okay, I've arrived. I don't have to work at this anymore. It's gonna be easy. Every year I get to do this exact same thing, and I'm not gonna change a thing." Right? Maybe you'll be able to. Hey, Carol. Hope everything's going well in Michigan. I got some coffee here. I'm not gonna be able to stay on for too long. I got this ride starting in an hour, but I'm exporting PDFs right now, and it takes a long time. So that said, I need to choose where I'm gonna save these PDFs right now. So give me a second here while I navigate. Let's see. I got a version 2 I'm gonna make of this because we changed some base maps. So let me make sure. Sorry, everybody. Work comes, and I need to attend to it. But I've got moments between these exports, so you should always be working on it. You should always continue to grow with that. I hope I didn't miss any comments, everyone. It's not easy to keep up. Replant cucumbers a few times. Yeah, it's tough, Heather. We had loofah that we grew all year, and we thought they were done. They looked like they were done. We were talking to Chris about this at the farm and ranch meet at Olson's in Chino Valley when we met her face to face, and um, they didn't turn out. You have to start loofah really early in our season here. We don't have as many days as other people do that grow loofah, so yeah, there's mice. That's all I can say. Mice and fungus gnats, and we are battling both. Um, but we're learning, and it's frustrating. And there's moments like that where you go, "Why is this happening? I thought we had taken care of this. I thought we learned last year how to do this." But you gotta keep working on it, and you gotta keep learning. There's so much to learn, and it's like I'm realizing real quickly that there isn't even enough time in a lifetime to learn it all. So that's why having our community that we do is such a great community, everybody. I can't begin to tell you how thankful I am for each and every one of you who comment and who put up videos and who share with us what works and what doesn't. And we can disagree too. We can have different life experiences and disagree, but it's fun to bring it to the table and say, hey, this is what I found. Uh, Here's my successes, here's my failures, and let's learn from one another. Um, I I am working on growing pasture right now, growing cover crops, improving the fertility of our soil, and trying to figure out how we will um, rotationally graze our animals in the future to improve the soil health on our future property. And that's a big chore when we don't have any ungulates, any four-stomached animals that can um, that can improve our soil. Um, oh, that's fun, Heather. Watermelons in a kit. I uh, I have been working on using the chickens as a substitute for the small ungulates that we want to get, and grazing them on the cover crop pasture species that we have planted around here on a rocky clay soil that we have here, and um, it's it's been successful in many ways. So we've got some stuff to share with you guys on that, and we shared some in the fall of how those plants were doing. But I'll tell you what, even through all the freezes and the snow and everything, it turns out that those plants are perennial, and that isn't something I expected. I expected them to be annual, and we were actually very successful with keeping those plants going, and we didn't do much at all. I don't even think that we irrigated them throughout the winter at all. I think just the snow, and it's been pretty dry here. I mean, we live in Arizona, for goodness sakes. And thanks, Chris. Yeah, even the few dozen plants that I see that are really taking off, as soon as it started getting over freezing at night, they took off. That's what I have, clay soil. Yeah, I know a lot about the clay soil in Michigan. Rhubarb. You need to go check out Chris and Larry's video that they just put up, and go look at their rhubarb plant, Anthony. Or they have a few of them, I think, and they are huge. They're massive, and I think it's almost time to harvest them, isn't it, Chris? But that was you got sandy soil, huh, Chuck? Yeah. So I was about to post up this pyramid of soil type chart. So loam is kind of in the center, kind of where my chin is, and then clay is at the top, and then you got silt over here on this corner, and then sand over here. And anyway, they can be more of a mix of this and that, but they tend to be loam. We'll be harvesting the first harvest of 4 or so this week. Awesome, yeah, rhubarb, awesome. But the great thing, soil tends to be, it's not just dirt, right? It's not what's like under your fingernails. It's a whole complex. What do you want to call it? It's not even. I wouldn't even say it's like an ecosystem. Some people say that. It's a mix. It's 25% water most of the time, or around that. 25% air, and then it's got minerals. It's got biology. Um, nice, Chris. Yeah, growing in a mixture of topsoil, goat manure, straw. Um, there's minerals in there, and there's organic matter. That's dead things, dead plants, dead animals, animal waste, things like that, that are decomposing in the soil, and all of that stuff. Most of it's just in the top 6 inches of topsoil is usually what most people are thinking of when they think of soil. But there's a whole lot of stuff going on in there. There's physics, chemistry, and biology that all are working together. And yeah, that's what I thought too, Cody. But you know what? The soil on the surface is just mulch for what's below. So it could be, if you, what's the best way to put this? If you have a piece of plywood on the ground, right? Oftentimes it will be moist under there, and that's kind of my point. Is that there's a lot of water in the soil, even though you don't see it. But if it's the surface, it's going to be a crust, and it may be the full 6 inches deep that I was talking about. But anyway, you can do a lot to improve your soil, and a lot of the times, if you got sand, if you got clay, there's different minerals that you can put in there to mess with the chemistry, right? There's gypsum, and yeah, I know about you, Cody. I know you like to joke, and I love it. But there's also stuff like rocks, right? What do you do about rocks? What do you do about sand, like Chuck's talking about? And the water and everything else might go straight through it. So there are different things that can help different types of soils get to more of a more neutral kind of loam, so to speak. So, and you can add stuff, right? We tend to buy stuff. Hey, Bethy, glad you made it back. Um, but one of the best things that you can do is you can grow plants on there. So some plants, the ground likes to be covered, right? It likes to have a layer of mulch, so to speak. It could be the same type of soil. It could be rock. It could be pieces of wood. It could be plants and plant leaves. The soil needs to be covered, and it thrives when it's covered more. The Yeah, you can tell real quick, Heather, when the soil improves, and it doesn't take much. But yeah, we'll get going real soon. My son's out front telling me he doesn't want to bust in the door back there behind me and get on the video. He knows I've got a little sign up that says I'm live, but he's being super kind. Oh, my export's completed for the PDFs. Yes. So that's what I was waiting on. I'm gonna have to go here pretty soon, everybody. But grow plants. There's lots of different types of plants that'll grow. Look at the weeds in your area. The ground wants to be covered by weeds. So if the weeds can grow there, you can grow stuff that's better for your purpose than those weeds that are growing. So you can figure that out. There's agricultural extension for every state out there. So just put it in your search, DuckDuckGo or whatever search engine you use. Type in Arizona Agricultural Extension and it'll pop up. And it's usually associated with some university. You don't have to like the university. They may teach a bunch of junk there. It's all good. You sent oh sweet. Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Looking forward to looking at that. Yes, playing cards. Oh well, I do it with my sound. Sorry about that, everybody, but it's a real thing. I hoot and holler and make sounds when I ride my bike. It's more fun. It's basically like I'm 6 again, maybe 8, maybe 12 if I'm being mature. But the so even talking about again, gotta focus. I'm trying to find the link so I can send it to my colleague here. What am I talking about? Soil. Oh, grow plants. Grow plants that you would prefer to have. Not just what will grow haphazardly there because the seeds got blown in from the neighbor's property or whatnot. It can be better than that, people. Find out from the agricultural extension or a neighbor, somebody else who's grown stuff. People love to talk. If somebody came to me to our back fence or something, or to my yeah, threw me off for sure. Or to my front door and said, "Hey, I see that you've got more green growth on your property than we do, just a few doors down. I'd love to know what you're doing." I would stop and I'd talk to them as long as they had time to talk. I would tell them everything that we've been doing, what we've learned, just like I do with you guys. I can talk. Danielle wouldn't so much. She'd want to go spend quiet time with the chickens. But for me, I'd love to tell people. I love teaching, and so that's number one. Grow plants. Grow plants that are more beneficial. Look at ones that fix nitrogen. Look at ways that you can break through the soil. Daikon radish is great if you have clay or some other. There can be a hard pan, which is a hard layer of sediment that long ago was set down. And if your water goes down and it doesn't drain well, you can throw daikon radish seeds in there and they'll grow. We had pumpkins that just volunteered themselves. I think it was that scrub jay out front that was caching the seeds and buried the seeds throughout the winter that he found in our compost pile, he or she, and forgot where it put them. And lo and behold, those pumpkins took off. We didn't need to water them at all. But the ground there is better than the ground where there wasn't pumpkin roots before. And then we cut them off at the surface level. That's the no-till method or the no-dig method, as it might be. We like to not mess with the soil. We let the roots stay in there. They decompose. It's like having compost already down in there. And yeah, pumpkins can grow really well without much care, without much high quality soil. Hey, Steven, I'm probably gonna get off of here real quick, but I just wanted to mention that is the best thing that we've done. And then if you can put animals on there, if you can rotate animals through, let the plants grow, get those roots growing deep in the ground. If you can choose plants that will fix nitrogen, that will get deep roots going. And like ours are perennials that we can feed to our chickens, the chickens can eat, and then we put our chickens on there in a small chicken tractor so we concentrate them on that piece of ground where we want them to eat the plants. And then their manure is dropped there, and it's increases the fertility as well so that those plants continue to grow. And it's just a lovely, wonderful thing that has worked so well for us. I got to get going, folks. Thank you all for joining me. It's been 46 minutes here and probably another 15 on the first one I did before I had to get off so I could answer Danielle's phone call because I'm out of StreamYard free minutes, or I'm getting close anyway. But thanks, Chuck. Yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about they will know you're my disciples by the way you love one another. So we're going to be talking about how do your friends, there's the question to kick it off tonight. How do your friends know that you like a certain trail more than others? How do they know? Do you tell them directly? I like this trail more than I like that trail. Do you spend more time on that trail and they know it because of that? Do you spend your hours of your day, your free time doing trail work? Yes, Chuck made it back home. What is it? And then why don't we love each other the way that we love the trails? Anyway, thankful for you guys. God bless you. Love God, love your neighbors. Be kind to one another and share what you know. Makes a difference, people. Grow that soil. Good night, everyone. Bye for now.